Hello my motor enthusiasts. Buckle up as we venture into the thrilling twists and turns of Felipe Massa's fight for the 2008 Formula One Championship title. At the heart of the matter is the notorious Crashgate incident at the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix where Nelson Piquet Jr. allegedly crashed intentionally, paving the way for Fernando Alonso's victory. Massa argues that if the race had been cancelled, as the former F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone suggests it should have been, he would have clinched the ultimate prize instead of Lewis Hamilton. His lawyers have now approached F1 and the FIA, seeking compensation for this alleged conspiracy. The response? An internal investigation by FIA and FOM, with an extended deadline till November 15th. While the world waits with bated breath, one question looms large: will justice finally be served for Felipe Massa? Quite the curveball, isn't it? And for those who don't know, I'm your host Enzo, taking you on this high-speed journey.
Alongside him, this is William, ready to delve deep into the heart of the action.
We're here every single day on the F1 Motor Fever podcast channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up with all the latest in the world of racing. So, without further ado, let's go full throttle. Right, let's dive a bit deeper into this intriguing tale. We've all had our share of bizarre stories, but this one truly takes the trophy. Felipe Massa, as you've likely heard, is firm in his belief that the 2008 F1 Championship rightfully belongs to him, a claim sparked by the controversial comments made by Bernie Ecclestone about the Singapore Grand Prix of that year, famously dubbed Crashgate. Ecclestone, the then boss of F1, along with Max Mosley, the then FIA president, reportedly knew about the deliberate crash by Nelson Piquet Jr., intended to bring out the safety car and favor his Renault teammate, Fernando Alonso. Nonetheless, they chose not to intervene, ostensibly to maintain the sport's integrity. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Massa maintains that if the race had been abandoned, as Ecclestone suggested it should have been, then it would effectively have not occurred at all. No points would have been distributed, and he would have been crowned the champion instead of Lewis Hamilton. Intriguingly, Massa's legal team reached out to F1 and the FIA back in August, demanding compensation for what they claim was a conspiracy that stripped him of the title. Fast forward to today, and we have a significant update courtesy of Massa's lawyer, Bernardo Viana. The statement divulges that there's an ongoing internal investigation by the FIA and FOM, who requested an extension to their original deadline, taking it from October 12th to November 15th. Massa's team has agreed to this, hopeful that the new administration will arrive at the same conclusion that they and numerous people around the world have. The question on everyone's lips now is what the new leadership of Formula One thinks about the recently uncovered scandal, and the perceived injustice towards Felipe Massa. It's worth noting that even if the results of the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix were to be re-evaluated, the most logical conclusion could be the disqualification of Renault, with the championship outcome remaining untouched. Hold onto your helmets, folks. This ride is far from over. We're all eagerly anticipating the results of F1's investigation. Who said the off-season was boring? Not us, that's for sure. William, how about we check in on the digital world and see what the fans are saying about all this?
Good shout. Let's see. So we've got a post here from Racing Fan 96 who says, quote, Piquet's hefty fine for offensive Hamilton remarks annulled, unquote.
Oh, now that's a can of worms.
Indeed it is. And listen to this reaction from Cupcake Maiden, quote, on F1 TV over last weekend they refused to say his name and only referred to him as Kelly's dad. I laughed and laughed, unquote.
Ha. A bit of a snub there.
Certainly seems so. And Creed Zero R2 chimes in with, quote, they did the same with Mazepin after Russia invaded and he didn't get to drive anymore. They called him that Russian driver, unquote.
Well, you can't say they aren't consistent.
Exactly. Now, Domolino says, quote, it's petty as anything, but when someone like Piquet seems to say these things for attention, I don't mind them completely ignoring him and starving him if the thing he wants, unquote. And there's a lot more where that came from.
Oh, the drama.
And it goes on. Excellent Corner Shop adds, quote, they did say his name once, and when they referred to him as Kelly's dad, it was in a cheeky context, unquote.
A little bit of cheek never hurt anyone.
Absolutely. And do you want to know what's funnier? Cunty Bumpkin suggests calling him, quote, Max's girlfriend's dad, unquote.
Ha. Now that's a bit of a mouthful.
I know, right? Now, there's plenty more where that came from, but you get the gist. The fans certainly aren't holding back their thoughts on this. What do you make of it all?
Well, controversy is part and parcel of F1, isn't it? It's not just the racing that keeps us hooked, it's the drama off the track as well. And it seems our fans are no different. And there we have it. Thank you all for tuning into another episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. Today, we've had quite the conversation, delving into the murky waters of F1 controversies and hearing all your thoughts about it. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. If you enjoyed today's chat, don't hesitate to subscribe and ring that notification bell, so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Share our content with your fellow Formula One enthusiasts, be it on social media or the old-fashioned way, over a pint at the pub. Feel free to drop a comment, we always love hearing from you.
Absolutely right, every day is a new adventure with F1 Motor Fever podcast. We certainly don't do dull here, do we? Never a dull moment, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We've got some cracking stuff lined up for you, so make sure you keep us on your radar. Remember, we're on air every day, come rain or shine.
And before we let you go, we just want to say a massive thank you to all our listeners out there. You guys make this all worthwhile, and we can't wait to bring you more top-notch F1 content in our next episode.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So until the next time, folks, keep your ear to the ground and your eye on the prize. Enzo and William, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold. Goodbye for now.